Let me come back on what Frank mentioned about the dropouts, and this is something that I've been looking into, and I was shocked in a way to see such a big dropout rates in universities, not just across Europe, but Asia, Americas, everywhere. The amount of go to up to 50, 70%. Some universities and some faculties are seeing 50, 70% dropout rates throughout the career. So Talis, maybe, what's your take? Why do you think, what's the reason for that?
Well, that is very interesting you mentioned this, because yesterday we had a kind of discussion among four rectors from different engineering universities. It was from Denmark, from Eindhoven, Taltech, and me, and we just were discussing exactly this, how to reduce the dropout rate. And I have to say, this is a little bit specific for country, so you cannot generalize it. Okay. Because, I mean, if you take in Eindhoven, they had 20% of dropout rate, and in our case, it could be 40%. And then the situations are a bit different, but there are some commonalities, and one is that in our case, students are getting jobs quite early, which is good on one hand, but on the other hand, if they're getting jobs on the second year, then they have different priorities. In Latvia case, this is, I think, the main reason. It's not the case, for example, in Holland so much. 99% of bachelors, they continue actually for master. They are not getting jobs because companies, they want that they're getting master degree. In our case, maybe second year students, they're already getting jobs. So this is not for us, number one. Number two, and this could be generalized, is still mathematics and physics skills. And it's not just in Latvia, it's also in Europe, because one of the most of the students, they're dropping out in the second semester. And then actually when they have to get a bachelor degree, this is another kind of milestone. But so the mathematics skills and physics, something they are not getting from the high school. So this is number two. So, and of course there are other things, but interestingly, when we had a discussion in Norway about this problem, one of the rectors from that university, I think in Oslo University, said, so, but what was the problem? 99% of dropouts, they're getting jobs anyway. So somehow they're getting into the market. And but I think, of course, you can not go for 100%. You always have some limitations. But I think if it's half of the students which are not finishing the universities in time, it's too much.
Ingmar, why are you hiring those second-year students as industry? What's wrong with you?
Actually, I don't. Our HR department is very strict regarding the completion of university education. So we have very low numbers but there is I think the answer to this lies to what Frank said, because the population is getting old. There is a big pull from work market, so companies are willing to take whomever is not completely stupid, is get them on board, and this is what we are seeing. So the level of ambition on the company side is falling because there's a lack of employees. So this is exactly how it looks on the other end.